In this video, I'm going to show you another bot you can use, and this is specifically for base tokens, meme coins on the base blockchain. So on here on deck screen, if you go onto the left and you can click on base here, you can see these are all of the base ones, new and old. And a lot of them we already know, like Brett. So we know some of these are well established. But how do you check their contracts? A little bit trickier to do. The existing bots, for example, I've described previously in the training, they don't cover base. So we have to use a different one, and I found one that's been reasonably reliable. The way it works, it's exactly the same. So we're just going to open the collection here on deck screener. We're going to open the meme coin, and then we're going to copy the contract. By the way, if you wanted to have a quick glance, there's a couple of other things you can do as well. If you scroll down, one way you know nearly always that it's a rogue or not a rogue, although this is not 100% reliable, we're still going to use the bot. But one way you know is when the rocket sign here in terms of emojis is way more than the red flag sign, then it's usually a good sign. So if you have a look at Roost, which is not a legit meme coin, you can see here the red flag sign is much more than the rocket sign. I've noticed that on a lot of rugs. People do come here and click the red flag sign. Which is nice to see, and it only takes you a second to just glance at that. So just in case everything is the bot saying everything is okay and you see something just weird here with the numbers, just be a little bit careful. The other way is Go Plus security, which we've discussed before, and this particular one there was a lot of concerns here. However, the bot will show this as well, and if you have a look at Brett, it's also showing a couple of things like tax modifiable, but sometimes even with Go Plus there are mistakes. But anyway, let's copy and paste Roost. And then let's find this new bot. So basically, I'm going to come here to Telegram, and this one is called Based Scanner. And the thing is, to join this one, you go to Based Scanner bot, but you have to join their group, their base trending group, which is not a big deal. It only takes a second. And the base trending group is basically a place where you see which trending coins there are on the base blockchain. But just be careful with this. Sorry, not base blockchain, but the base network. But be careful with this. People pay to be in these positions. I talk a lot about how to launch meme coins, and this is actually one of the techniques to get your meme coin onto these kind of trending groups and tabs. So just be very careful with this. But anyway, we're just joining it so we can actually use the bot. So if we go back to the bot here, so let me just find it on the left. So it's base scanner. All you do here, let me just open it up again. Let's see if it restarts again. So yeah, I'll just go to the beginning here. So just click /start anytime you want to begin using it, or you'll see a button that says start. And the command for scanning a token is /s and then the address. And then for the LP lock data is /L and then the address. So all we do is /s, and then I'm going to copy and paste that address that we saw for Roost. So let me just double check that one. So I'm going to copy that there. I'm going to paste it now, and then hopefully it should open up. And you can see there are a lot of cross marks, so a lot of concerns. But when we use one of the other ones like Brett, you don't see those concerns. So we're going to do the same thing again, /s contract address, and then you can see there's generally no issues here at all, apart from no external call. But the main ones are owners renounce, as I've discussed before in the training, contracts completely verified and is not mintable. Those are the main ones, and obviously transfer not pausable as well. So those are the main ones you're looking for. Let's just have a look at the liquidity here as well, out of curiosity, for this particular one, which is Brett. And you can see there's no locks found for this address. Let's have a look at Roost. Let's check in there as well. So it doesn't really pick up on any kind of liquidity locks and things like that. So it's just something to be aware of. But like I said, the main thing we're looking out for is renounce contract, which means they can't control it anymore. They can't mint any more of the tokens as well. And there's nothing else concerning that they can do with the contract. So when we come back onto here, onto some of the newer coins, so let's say we were looking for what's trending, let's say in the last 6 hours. And let's open one of these up. For example, this is called Base Theft Auto. So I'll scroll down on the right here. I can see there's a couple of issues, potentially blacklist, whitelist. That one doesn't matter that much. But you can see here, rocket sign much more than red flag. So suggesting it could be a legit collection. Obviously, you want to check the socials as well. Usually on the scam ones, the Twitter isn't up to much. Scammers don't have time to make really detailed, important Twitter posts. This is clearly some effort made in terms of doing the artwork and stuff like that. So this is not what you would see. The typical scam, there wouldn't even be any images. It would just be a few just lines. That's all. I mean, this doesn't have a lot of posts. So just to be aware of that, it's only got 8 posts. So we still have to be a little bit mindful. I'm going to do the same thing, /s, and then the contract address. And then let's have a look. And yeah, we can see not mintable, good, contract verified. So everything good there. Just curious to see if it mentions anything about liquidity. It's possible all of them will just say the same thing. No locks found, which is fine. So basically, that's it. That's that. At least that makes you a bit, maybe 95% or a little bit more confident about these particular collections. And once they get into the millions, and you can see, the other thing is, once you can see people spending thousands buying and selling inside some of these collections, and they have a lot of volume, then there's even less concern as well. And if you have a look at this one, you can see, people buying regularly every single minute, and there's not really any concerns. I'm curious to see what it shows on the Roost one. If it's just automated buying or what it actually is. Yeah, people just aping into this one too. But notice there's not a lot of selling. It's mostly buying actually. Some huge sums here. So yeah, it's all a little bit strange. But like I said, on the contract, anyway, this one definitely looks like it has a lot of issues. So any time this can potentially rug. So you have to be very, very careful with that. They can even increase the tax suddenly to like 99% and stuff. So base is very, very new, but just tread carefully. A lot of people are already getting scammed, running into rugs, and we know that rugs do make up kind of 90% of all of the collections. But as long as you avoid that, these new networks can be very, very fruitful because they're new. So you're getting a lot of people aping into this, a lot of volume, and if you get into some of these collections early, the multiples are really, really good. Thanks for listening.